Welcome back. Time now for our new segment, Call to Wall, sponsored by Nature Stone. Here's how it works. You send us your comments and questions on social media. You provide the content, I provide the reaction, and we have a lot of people talking about the Blue Jackets. Let's start with Russ Watkins, who went to the game on Tuesday. He said, just got home from the game. Embarrassing, disappointing, discouraging. Don't call for firing of anyone, but this team has talent and needs shaken up. Play is sloppy and lacks urgency and crispness. No excuse for how bad the play is. I agree, the Blue Jackets have been disappointing and discouraging. Now, Russ says he doesn't think anyone should be fired. Of course, he's probably referring to John Tortorella. The problem is there are only so many ways to shake up a team. Torts has tried a lot of stuff with his lineups, and nothing seems to be working so far. I bet we can find some fans who do want people fired. Let's bring in Kent. He says wine and cheese fans love Torts. I like the guy in general, but winning is number one. It's time to clean house. Not just Torts, but the whole staff. It's been 20 years. Playoff appearances are not good enough. Come on, CBJ. Was it come on, CBJ? Or maybe it was come on, CBJ. I'm not sure. But this is interesting because John Tortorella has taken this team further than any other coach in franchise history. That said, they still haven't gotten that far. Now, I'm not ready to call for Tortorella to be fired because his track record is better than everyone else before him. That said, I understand the frustration. This fan base has waited 2 decades, and they still feel like they aren't even close to contending for a Stanley Cup. I get it. Max Stern says this is becoming a recurring theme this year. Something needs to change, and probably is time to make some significant changes. If we want to take steps forward, there will need to be an overall change in philosophy. Hopefully, we haven't done any damage to Laine wanting to stay. The Laine comment is very interesting because the other night, Patrick didn't play much down the stretch. After the game, he said, I thought I was playing pretty well, but apparently I was wrong. So it already feels like there could be a little friction there with John Tortorella. And the last thing you want to do is have friction, trade a guy like Pierre-Luc Dubois, and then have friction with the new guy you traded for. I really hope the Jackets can find a way to keep Patrick Laine long term because they need goal scorers desperately. Okay, last one. Brian Ward says, I think a coaching change is a thing now. Torch has been good, but he's lost the team and has worn out his welcome, in my opinion. So that's the big question. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Patrick Laine, all of these little spats, are they the result of John Tortorella or players who don't want to take coaching? We really don't know unless we're inside the locker room, and we aren't. So I'm not surprised that some fans want John Tortorella gone. Not surprised at all when a team is losing. That's the gut reaction. But I do think Tortorella has earned the right to try and turn this thing around. But the season's halfway over. He's running out of time. If you want to be featured on next week's Call to Wall, sponsored by Nature Stone, just find us on social media at W2W Sports on Twitter, or you can always hit me up directly at Dave Holmes TV on all social media, and you might be a guest on next week's show.